Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out and getting here today. This was really an historic day. I cannot remember in my own lifetime when there's been a motorcade as large as the one we had today. It looked like we had about 100 cars out there today. And this was a wonderful witness for justice, and I want to thank, on behalf of the People's Organization for Progress, all the other organizations which have participated today. There are different groups represented among us, and I thank you for your support. We're here for three basic reasons. The White Supremacist Organization is here to oppose affirmative action, but we are here to support and call for the strengthening of affirmative action. The White Supremacist Organization is here to support Carl Williams, who was the former superintendent, the head of the New Jersey State Police. Now, it amazes me that Mr. Williams, probably a lifetime employee of the state of New Jersey, I have not heard any public statements from him denouncing this demonstration today. So it leads us to conclude that he must be in unity with the group that is marching with the white supremacists that are here today, which is all in line, right? Because it was under Williams that 20 years of racial profiling took place. So we're here today to say that we oppose racial profiling, that we're glad Carl Williams is gone, but more than that, we want people's control of the New Jersey State Police. We want community control. There should be a civilian, an independent civilian control complaint review board with subpoena powers over the state police as well as the local police. We did not oppose the appointment of Dunbar, but you and I know the appointment of one black man at the top of a predominantly white organization which had exhibited openly racist tendencies is not going to bring about a lot of change. We know that's the truth. So we know that the state police organization must be reorganized, reformed, restructured from top to bottom. And finally, we are here, and there are other groups that have other demands, so I'm speaking for POP. But our third and most important demand is that we could not come to Morristown for any reason, whether it's to march against the Klan or anything else, unless we come here to demand justice for Stanton Crew and the Crew family. We are here to demand justice. Justice has not been served for the Crew family. It has not been served. Those who shot Stanton Crew in cold blood walked the streets today. They didn't even get a ticket. They have not lost a day's pay. They are still on the payroll of the state police, the Parsippany police, and the Dover police. So we're here today to demand justice for Stanton Crew. But we're also here to demand justice for Earl Faison. We want justice for Earl Faison and the Faison Williams family. unfortunately, the result was not as good this point in the struggle as it was for the Faison family as compared to the Crew family. But I'm sure that the Crew family rejoices with the Faison family in the indictment of 5 orange police officers for violating the civil rights of Earl Faison. And if we press hard, brothers and sisters, and I've been told, you know, I'm not one, and you know me, we're not about, what is the word, waving our own hat or feather whatsoever. Well, I've been told by people in law enforcement that they were told that had it not been for the constant pressure over the past year, that these indictments probably would not have happened. And we want to thank the Faison Williams family for remaining. They never wavered. From the day that I not even met them, I heard about them. From the very beginning, they never wavered in their assertion that their son was the victim of police brutality. And when we marched on the Orange Police Headquarters, leadership of that organization told us that we were barking up the wrong tree. Well, I can't help to feel a sense of vindication today, the indictment of those 5 officers. But we know that indictments by themselves do not guarantee justice. We saw that with Amadou Diallo. We saw a man shot down, an unarmed man shot down in cold blood, standing on his own doorstep, shot 41 times. And those 4 officers are walking around today, not even with any kind of reprimand, not even on anything on their record. And a black man is dead. So we know that we have to keep the pressure on for justice, even in the Faison case, even though we've received that indictment. So we want justice. We want justice for Stan Crew. We want justice for Earl Faison. We want justice for Randy Weaver. We want justice for Amadou Diallo. We want justice for all the victims of police brutality. And we have among us one brother whose struggle that we have wholeheartedly embraced, and that is Brother Max Antoine, who is here today with us. Max Antoine is probably is even worse than Abner Louima. I was going to say he is New Jersey, but I think what's happening with Max is worse than what happened to Abner Louima. At least in the Louima situation, we've seen the conviction of several of the officers that were involved. But the officers that beat and tortured Max Antoine have not even been reprimanded, like those officers in the Amadou Diallo case. And we want Brother Max Antoine to know that we are with you until we get justice for Max Antoine.
That's right, Max.
Justice for Max Antoine.
One of the 3 cops who tortured me was a juror in my case.
That's right. So many improprieties. And we're going to hear from Max when we get up in town, as we're going to hear from all of you. But I just wanted to kind of set the record straight about why we're here. And we're going to break at this point. We're going to let you refresh yourselves, and then we're going to assemble, and we're going to march that route that's been laid out into town. We have several attorneys with us today who are acting as legal observers. We have Brother Joe Fortunato is here today, a candidate also of the Green Party for the U.S. Congress. And I think we also want to give special thanks to the one that really paved the legal way for us to get here today, and that's Anthony Mack is here today from the Movement for Change. From the Movement for Change.
To the people!
To the people!
Power!
Power!
To the people!
To the people!
Who are the people?
We are!
Who?
We are!
Power!
Power!
To the people!
To the people!
Listen, let me say this real quick. This is Independence Day. For those of you who don't realize it, freedom requires a vigil and a responsibility. Evil thrives when good people do nothing.
Yes.
This is not an issue of flesh. There's a principle that we have to deal with. We are here on a moral imperative. So I'm suggesting to you now, prepare yourself, put yourself in a proper state of mind, make sure you protect those children. If anything looks funny, there's some people in the crowd who have their instruction on what to do. This is no joke. From here on in, keep your eyes and your ears open. Do you understand?
No peace!
No justice!
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 No peace!
Jared, how you doing? Good, man. Finally got on track here.
I got pepper spray before.
Please?
Pepper spray.
Take straight?
Yeah. I was not on there.
We'll do later if you want to do an interview.
Hey, no
Tell us
problem.
what happened, because a lot of folks don't know what happened.
I'm going down to the police station now, but I'll be back here later.
We're here to resist the fascist organization that's taking place in Morristown. Someone spoke already from Morristown on the fascist side. So we're hoping to resist that and also network and build unity amongst the forces that are here. There's a bunch of different organizations. We're hoping that we can come together after this event in the future and actually have a network of organizations taking place so that we can start to push back that kind of fascist assault and also organize to take power, you know, with the majority of people, which is the working class, students, small businesses, professionals, the middle classes that are democratic, led by the working class. That's what we're hoping to do, is actually, you know, build to take power, seize power.
My name is DARYLE Jenkins, Executive Director of Flashpoint Media and member of New Jersey Freedom Organization. I'm one of the organizers of the One People's Rally, which is a coalition effort of a number of different groups that felt it was time to start calling out fascists like Richard Barrett and other assorted nuts that are going to remain in the state of New Jersey long after Barrett is gone. And the reason why we felt we had to come out here today is because there has been a steady stream of white supremacist activity going on, not just on the fringe as Barrett is, but in the mainstream, such as Hal Turner, who ran for Congress earlier this year, and New Jersey Right to Life, which is a lobbying organization which funds money to candidates. This is not just buzzwords. This is not just rhetoric. This is actual fact that they are fascists, and that's how I'm terming them. That is how they should be termed. That is how they are. So we're here to let them know that their politics are, in fact, rejected by the society. We're here to let them know that we are, in fact, one people, as they sit there and try to talk about how they support the majority of Americans. If you take a look at what numbers they brought and what numbers we brought, it's obvious who the majority is. And it was a good day. We've had so far 8 people. I hate to say so far, but we had 8 people arrested, and we have, and that's pretty much the down point. But let's face it, we have a lot of passions flared up right now. We are going to have a couple bands perform, hopefully, in the next few minutes, and it's all good.
Many organizations are represented here today, but I just want to introduce some of the victims of police brutality, because you and I know that police brutality is also a problem of racial violence. That the overwhelming majority of people who are victims of police violence, police brutality, torture, and murder are black people, Hispanic people, and other people of color. Although I have to say, in recent weeks, we have seen an increase in other people who have also been the victims of police brutality. So what we have to say today, that police brutality is wrong, police brutality is racist, and police brutality must stop now. We also want to bring forward one of the members of our coalition, want to bring forward Larry Body, who is here today to represent the Elizabeth branch of the NAACP. Give him a round of applause. All right, Larry.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Let's give ourselves a hand, first of all, for coming out on July 4th and standing up for freedom. All right. For equality. Our great nation was founded some 224 years ago. And even at this late date, we're still standing and fighting for freedom, justice, and equality in this land. And we have to keep that fight up. When racists like Mr. Barrett, the KKK, and other organizations come into our town, we have to stand up and say no. Say you're wrong and you gotta go. You know, this morning, when I was thinking about what I was going to say when I came out here today, I thought about the old Western movies. And everybody knows that when the gunslingers came into town, a lot of times the good people, the people who were righteous, the people who were for justice, they ran and hid. But we're standing up here today and we're fighting this guy, we're fighting racism, we're fighting police brutality, and we have to give ourselves another hand for coming out. July 4th, 2000, in my mind, should be a day in the great tradition of people like Fannie Lou Hamer, people like Rosa Parks, people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And today, we have to stand together and we have to say no to racism, no to bigotry, no to hatred, and no to Barrett and his clan. That's right. And we thank you all for coming out.
Now, Larry Brody, give him a hand. All right, we got a lot of people who are going to talk today. So everybody be patient. I also want to give, I know he's spoken already, but he left. I'm going to bring forward now, Reverend Sharpton couldn't be here today, but he sent his representative, his president of the New Jersey chapter of the National Action Network, Reverend Ron Tuff. Please welcome him.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. On behalf of the National Action Network, Reverend Sharpton, you need to give yourselves a round of applause. Coming out on July 4th for incidents such as this, we need to let them know that the good people are going to stand for justice, that we're not going to run and hide, no matter who comes to town, that this is our community, we're going to govern our own community, and no one is going to turn us around, that we come together as a united group, and we cannot be divided upon the issues. Also, that Larry Hamm is speaking for every civil rights organization today. He's not speaking for just the People's Organization for Progress. The National Action for Network is behind the People's Organization for Progress because we don't stand on a person, we stand on the issue, and the issue is race. Racism must go. Excuse me. No, are Jews and blacks together?
Yes, they are together. Justice and freedom.
I want to know Jews and blacks together. We're not discriminating against any group. That racism is racism if it's against somebody black, if it's against somebody white, if it's against a Jew. Racism is racism. We stand against racism today. No justice, no peace.
All right, I'm going to bring forward now Keith Joseph from New Brunswick. Welcome, Keith Joseph.
All right, Keith. All right.
How you doing? What I want to say was that I hope that today we can use this opportunity to network and unite the different organizations and groups that are here, because that's what we need to do. We need to unite. We need to beat Bush in November. We cannot let that mass murderer, serial killer become president of the United States. Right now, I would like to know why the mayor of Morristown is not here.
All right.
That's right, Keith.
The city council is not here.
Where is he?
He's marching in their town. and they're doing nothing. They've done everything they could to stop this event from happening instead of supporting this event. The mayor of Morristown is a Republican. The Republicans are organizing with Nazis. We must dump these Republicans in the garbage can.
That's right, get rid of them.
Careers. They're flying the Confederate flag in North Carolina, South Carolina. They murdered Amadou Diallo 41 times, and they let the cops go. A Republican mayor in New York City, Jesse Helms, he's got an illegal embargo against Cuba, another Republican. We need to make our hit list of these politicians, and we need to get them out. They must be gone. Because we need to be serious. We need to organize to take power. We need to get women out of New Jersey double time. We need to struggle for reparations so that we can have real equality. Not only do we want affirmative action, we want reparations.
Yes. Yes.
Now we're talking about the basis for equality.
40 acres in the middle.
I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say that we're running for city council in New Brunswick. We've organized a coalition of working people, students, small business owners. We're organizing for city council. We have a black candidate, a Latino candidate, and a white candidate running together on one ticket. We're going to take power in New Brunswick, and we're starting to turn this around. Every city in the country, they're driving working people out of those cities and trying to make them playgrounds for the rich. Disneyfication of New York City. So that's what we want to oppose. We want to organize to take power, beat Bush, Republicans in the garbage can, and get to fascism.
That's right, Keith.
I'm Joe Fortunato. I'm an attorney in Montclair, and I'm a member of the Green Party. In fact, the Green Party's candidate for 8th Congressional District for the U.S. House of Representatives. And I'm here because I think that we should outlaw racism. I think that if we're silent when this Nazi speaks, then there's a danger that this poisonous ideology will infect the entire nation. And we have to oppose Nazism, we have to oppose National Socialism, the Klan, wherever it rears its ugly head. We have to build a people's movement of people of all colors to support a people's program for health care, all other people's needs, Social Security. We have to oppose a military budget in which $262 billion is spent to the detriment of social programs. We're here to oppose racism. We're here because it's the birthday of all freedom-loving people.
When Keith Joseph, the candidate for City Council in New Brunswick, spoke, he said that the mayor of Morristown should be out here today. Would you like to comment on that?
Absolutely, he should be here today. But it appears that he's here, his police force is here to protect the Nazis, and they're working hand in hand with this racist. They're so concerned about his free speech, but they don't seem at all concerned with an agenda to support people's needs in this community.
This reminds me of when Gary Graham was murdered by the state of Texas, and the Klan was out there rooting on George Bush.
It's all one system. The Klan was out there, and we say we have to build a people's movement to oppose police brutality, racial profiling, and free Mumia.
Well, I'm here because I'm a mestizo, I'm a mixed blood, but I'm here representing the Native American Embassy, Native American Holocaust Museum, and Lenny Lenape Phoenix. And before the invasion of this country, this was a very relatively peaceful, balanced, harmonious country, and I'm here because we, in fact, do not support violence. Most indigenous peoples around the world, even at war, which indigenous peoples do have the need for war from time to time, but the most honorable war is the winning of a war without the taking of life and violence. I'm here because I don't support the violence that's taking place in this country. A man that's here today wanting to abolish affirmative action, I think he's right. Everyone should be opposing affirmative action. We should have never come to the point where we need to enforce the Constitution, where we need laws like affirmative action. Because if men like this man that's here today and representing a KKK group. If these people respected the Constitution, my recollection of the American Constitution is that all people are created equal. So that's why I'm here today, to show the indigenous support for nonviolence and equality.
So you're saying that if we had a truly egalitarian society and institutionalized equality, we wouldn't need affirmative action and so forth?
I have my education. I'm not sure of the definition of egalitarian.
An equal society.
I would say a more back-to-earth, more spiritual society, and a society that's turned extremely morally and spiritually bankrupt.
We need something that brings us all together again.
All together, which we are. We're all parts of a greater wheel, and one affects the other. Damage to one part of the wheel hurts another. It hurts the entire circle of life.
My presence here today is saying that I don't want to live in a town that accepts bigotry and racism and prejudice, and that's why I'm out here. I'm out here to say it's not going to fly.
Quick questions. Why are you here today, and what do you hope to accomplish?
I came today with Food Not Bombs New Jersey to help hand out water and food and help the people that have got pepper sprayed to get everything off. We came to stop to help. We came for the whole thing, for the festival, to help protest against the group that marched today. I think it was ridiculous that they hid behind the police and in their vans, and we're all out here getting ourselves hurt to protest it. But I guess what I hope to accomplish, the festival was supposed to be about unity, and that's what we're trying to help bring everyone together and fight for one cause instead of fighting against each other.
I came out to show my support for unity and diversity among peoples, and for hope for unity among progressive coalition building as well. So that's why I'm here.
Listen, I'm out here just in support of the organizations and everybody that's doing their thing today. Pretty much. So basically, you know, my whole thing is this is all a diversion tactic. You know, these rallies, whether what side you're on, is all diversions from real issues in this country, which is basically about capitalism. It's about distribution of wealth and power, and it's classism. And you know, as long as people, you know, bicker about not, you know, that is minor, but racism is a concept, it's a mental concept. You know, it's not an actuality. And, you know, we're out here, people is here in mass basically on the issue of race and the issue of color and other, you know, things of that nature, when the real big issues aren't really getting addressed. And really, I think honestly that there's people sitting here laughing at everybody here, you know, no matter what side, whether you're on Barrett's side or whether you're on this side, you know, basically because, you know, there's bigger fish to fry, basically. You know, but in the same instance, it's important for people to be out here, you know, just to counterbalance the negative energy and let people know that we're not going to tolerate, you know, people and their racist, supremacist remarks, you know, no matter where they're at or no matter what platform they have.
Hope to accomplish
solidarity for the oppressed, and to accomplish visibility in the public that we outnumber them.
Thank you.
I'm here because you have to take a stand at some time in life when something goes wrong. And what I hope to accomplish is simply my presence, simple, quiet, to let it be known that I just won't tolerate racism.
We're here. We brought our 5-year-old because he's going into kindergarten and we think he might be facing racism. We're here to do a counter demonstration so that the Klan doesn't send out recruiters. We're here from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and we're ready to fight.
You have to stand strong. You can't be a
Why are you here, and what do you hope to accomplish?
I'm here to represent as part of the people opposing any type of prejudice.
No justice! No peace! 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 No justice! No peace!
I'm here because I don't, to oppose what this man is saying, to stand against racism and oppression.
Well, I'm here to stand, not so much stand against these people, although that's part of the reason why I'm here. I'm really here to stand in solidarity with the different progressive organizations that are here today. But one of the things that I realize is that although they represent racism and racial hatred in this country, the real racism and racial hatred that we have to stand up against is the racism and political policy and economic policy that dictates how wealth is going to be distributed and that affects the critical issues in people's lives. Not so much, you know, these people. This is like, these people are ridiculous, you know? They're not even, this is of no consequence, you know? But those are the issues that we really need to focus on. And I really see a lot of these things as a diversion and to keep people confused about race in America. And in the year 2000, they think that racism is a Ku Klux Klan walking around. Although that's what it is, but the real racism is what goes on in the courthouses and the city halls and in the jailhouses. That's where the real racism is taking place, in these different institutions and education.
I was tortured. Not only I was brutalized and tortured, but the system also framed me up. They didn't bring false charges against me. As a matter of fact, this past December, those charges, were dismissed. They stayed back off at the last minute because they never have not even one single proof of those false charges. Today, I'm very grateful to every one of you. If it wasn't for you guys, you white people, black people, red people here, to support me, trust me, I tried this before, I would have committed suicide. Because every time I look at you guys out there struggling, I feel very inspired by your struggle. But I want you guys to also know that one of the worst things that ever happened to me in my case, in the criminal case before it was dismissed, the state of New Jersey, they were so desperate to frame me, to throw me in jail. Guess what happened? They, right in the jury, one of those 3 police officers who tortured me was sitting as a juror in my case. I repeat this. One among those 3 killer cops, those 3 pigs, one of them was sitting in the courtroom, inside George Floyd, inside his room, as a juror with his civil, and he was all the jurors to decide my fate. That's nothing. Also, the captains, the ANTOINE Police Department, the cousin of the captain was also sitting as a juror. And what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's all public records. Go to the question sound code. You could pay for it if you can copy of the transcript. Just to show you, they were teaching me the American law. And then, what they try to tell you, they present to you the Statute of Liberty, claiming that the land of opportunity is not you. Trust me, the minute you set your foot in America, you already have the records. You're already a criminal. You're already a bad person. Because everything that really want in this country is prejudice and racism. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to know that my civil case is coming up. I want all your support. It's coming up in July 2027. Even though I'm not sure for a trial, there's going to be a hearing on my civil case. I want all of you to know about this case. And if all of you got access to a computer, you could access my website. You could go to www.justice4maxantoine.org. I repeat it again, www.justice4
maxantoine.org. Then you'll be getting access to millions of information, including pictures, bloody pictures of my clothes, all the evidence, everything is posted. I want to let the cops also know, all the SOCIALIST cops, that Max Antoine, I'm not going to disappear. I'm willing to fight, and I'm sure justice will prevail.
That's right, Max. That's right, Max.
Justice will prevail, and the truth will come out for the whole world to witness. Again, don't be afraid. If you don't speak English, well, the website is posted in several languages. It's in English, Spanish, French, German, and Creole. And remember, I also speak all those languages. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go out there, download our website, and witness the truth. I am a living proof. I'm blind in the left eye. I'm deaf in one ear. I lost my bowel movement. I lost my sexual organ because I cannot have sex. I also lost my bowel movement. I'm paralyzed from the down. I'm crippled. As of my condition, they are trying to say, oh, that's why he's faking his injuries. Maybe yes. Somebody could probably pretend this for a couple of days, but not for 4 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm requesting your support. I'm determined to fight. This fight, you know, they are more than waiting for me to settle this case, to shut my mouth, to keep quiet. But I said, I'm not going to settle this case. I'm taking this straight to trial at the U.S., at the United States Federal Court, for the truth to come out, for every human being in this planet, no matter what language you speak, to know the truth about police brutality, to know the truth about America, what it is. Because to me, police brutality is just as deadly as HIV. The same way that nobody is exempt to catch HIV, the same way to you not exempt from police brutality. The only way to stop it is to be united, to form a mutual bond, to live together, to study either white, black, Spanish, red skin, yellow skin, come together, form a mutual bond, because together we stand, together we fall. And I'm sure as long as we're united, we will prevail among all these nasty, bad people, cop killers. Thank you.
Okay, Max.
Hey, Max Antoine. Just bring forward Anthony Mack from the Movement for Change. Welcome, Anthony Mack, Movement for Change.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! Thank you, brothers and sisters. Your numbers here are sending a clear message that people, regardless of race, color, class, or culture, are understanding that there is a systematic effort of genocide going on that's directed primarily at black and Latino people in this country. The primary method to effectuate that is through the modern-day slave plantation known as prison. More brothers and sisters are incarcerated in this country than any other place in the civilized world. It makes no sense for our people to continue to suffer, for people in the year 2000 to be found hanging from trees in their front yard. You must continue to organize. You must continue to rally as you are here today. And in the Movement for Change, as we have organized and consistently and constantly encouraged people to register to vote, make your voice clear, put people in political office who can effectuate a change. It's the only way that we are going to actually make a change in our cities and countries throughout America. So I'm going to keep it brief today. We cannot continue to let ignorant racists like Barrett undermine our efforts and for even a second make us think that we are in any way inferior to anyone else. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. All right.
Well, I'm here representing the Uhuru organization, which is based in East Orange. And what we hope to accomplish is we're just giving support to Larry Hamm and the People's Organization for Progress and other organizations that feel that it's necessary to come out and make a symbolic statement against Richard Barrett and the white nationalist movement. Overall, people like Barrett probably don't have as much to do with our daily oppression as people think, but it's important to give us a symbolic message, probably more threatening threatening, though, are people like George Bush and Al Gore, you know, and their upcoming policies, people who might be president of the United States one day. But overall, as a WUWU members, we're just here again to lend support to white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, everybody who's coming out and basically taking a stand against the injustices.
I'm here because I feel you have to make a stand against people with ideologies such as Richard Barrett has today. I don't want groups like that in my community, and I'll stand up to protest against them.
A big difference between Barrett and the mayor of this city, the governor of this state, and so forth. Now you look at white supremacy. Barrett is out here to front for the police. The police have taken a battering from People's Organization for Progress and other people's forces. They've been indicted in the Faison killing. They've been exposed for racial profiling. They brought this guy in there to front off for them and to try and change the momentum. And the thing that's dangerous about him is his connection to the local supposed conventional politicians, like the mayor here, like the governor, and like the Democrats, too. There's no big difference between the Republicans and Democrats, and we don't need Gore and sit-up Bush. We need a third party. We need a new party. And, you know, that is the main thrust that we have to, the kind of white supremacy that Barrett represents is police racism. And we're living in a state where we also have those kinds of racism, like judicial racism. I'm a school teacher in Newark. We see the governor of this state, Christine Whitman. She has stolen $100 million from low-income, mostly African-American and Latino school children in Newark. $100 million that woman has stolen, and to cover herself, she has been concocting false charges against BOP members, school teachers, and sending them to jail on false charges. Lucy Lester and others. So this is the kind of right-wing movement that Barrett is really fronting off for, and he is connected with people like Christine Whitman. We've got to get rid of the whole bunch. And I just want to wrap up by saying, you know, it's very significant. This guy's culture hero, Adolf Hitler, he was brought to power in Germany in 1933 in a period of great social crisis. Germany had lost World War I, and the bourgeoisie could not solve the problems that they faced from that in the normal range of affairs. So they brought in Hitler to save themselves. Now here we are, U.S. capitalism, making more money than it ever made before. Longest period of peacetime economic expansion in United States history. Stock market sky high, corporate profit sky high, and what do we see? The kind of wave of imprisonment that Larry was talking about earlier. The connection between the standard politicians, so-called, and these fascists, a move to fascism coming out of the bourgeoisie when they're making more money than ever. Capitalism is a hopeless system. It will never solve the systems of the people, the problems of the people. We have to study it to fight against police brutality. We have to fight against police brutality and racism and white supremacy. And ultimately, we have to change this system of capitalism and have the system of socialism and rule of the working class. Thank you.
Where's the clan robe?
This awesome disaster, describing one's being by the two extremes, black and white, is a quote from what Mr. Webster wrote. Black, upper color black, belonging to a group of dark-haired, dark-skinned people, Negroes, also Afro-Americans, soiled, dirty, wicked, evil, lacking light, dismal, gloom.
Today, these fascists held up a banner. It said, "America, arise, destroy minority tyranny." Think about that. We know, we 600 or 1,000 people who are here today in very important protests, we know that the majority of working people in this country support affirmative action. Support rights for blacks and Latinos. Support a woman's right to choose. We know that the majority of people say no to police brutality and racism, to the increasing institutionalized violence of the state, the death penalty that in electric chairs, the death penalty that the police deal out on the streets every day in this country to innocent people. It's not on the state. Their message is, yes, you're innocent. Yes, we're going to do it. You be quiet and don't fight back. We say no to their message. Our message is unionists, working people, the fighters against racism, the fighters for affirmative action and for immigrant rights are going to stand together. Patrick Buchanan represents a far bigger threat than these small group of neo-Nazis today. Patrick Buchanan is organizing the Reform Party to be on the ballot in every state, to bring a message of fascism to the United States. Working people have to reject that. Keep your marching shoes on. The opportunity to stand up against this is there. We're the majority. We can build a powerful movement that can replace this capitalist system of divide and conquer, of war, joblessness, depression, and fascism with a workers' and farmers government. Thank you very much.
We want to thank all the anti-racist people's organizations for coming out today. I want to thank the Green Party for coming out today. The National Action Network for coming out today. Racism! 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 Give it up for racism! Racism! Let's go! Racism! Let's go! Racism!